Hi everyone, welcome to today's session on HIVE content management software. Today we'll be reviewing the newly released and updated HIVE CMS version of HIVE. We'll be going through the interface, a little bit about the tool, navigating and searching content within HIVE, advanced searching by filters, save searches and favorites, and of course, inserting content into projects. So, HIVE CMS. So CMS stands for Content Management System, which is essentially short for or long for saying that it's putting your content, your Revit families or other items onto the cloud and making them searchable in an intelligent fashion. What that means is you don't have folders and folders of object libraries, which are difficult to search and navigate, and sometimes leads to not being able to find what you're after. So hopefully these types of systems do make finding content a lot more efficient. Well, I shouldn't say hopefully, I think that they do when they're set up correctly. So we're going to jump into a floor plan here, and we're going to bring in some content as we go through the platform. So to launch the software, you'll go to the CTC tab on your browser and click the CMS button. There's HIVE written down below it. So that's going to launch, and once that's launched, it's going to ask you to log in. I've logged in just previously, so it's remembered that I was logged in previously, and it's just logged me in automatically, which is nice. So you're presented with this home page. We're going to go through each of these to show you what they all do. We'll just start with, I guess, the one on the left, which is the libraries, which is the content libraries that your BIM manager or content administrator or tech savvy guy in the office has set up for your firm. So we click on that, and depending on what libraries you've got set up, this is what will be available to you here. If I click on a library, so we click on BIMCO content, oh, get rid of that, because that's jumping ahead. It will just show you the content that's available in that library. You can scroll down. It limits how much content displays so that I guess it doesn't go as slow by trying to load everything all at once. So you can see that you can even host images into the HIVE CMS platform as well. So it will support various file formats and images. You may use them for your project work as well. So something worth considering is using it to manage those types of things. Okay, so the easiest way to search this thing, and I'm just going to expand it out a bit, is to go to the magnifying glass at the top here and just type in what you're after. Now, be wary of the libraries you are searching. So when we've clicked on that BIMCO content library, it is now effectively filtering out all of the other libraries and searching just the BIMCO content. So you may like to clear that by clicking this little uncheck all, and then you can search. So let's go for overhead door. So I can see one there. You'll also notice as you type it in, it provides recommendations with families that are actually in the library. So you saw some previews pop up there. Okay, so these are the various overhead doors that BIMCO has in the library. You can view them in this format, which is the tile view. You can view them in a list where it has how many times it's been loaded in, the Revit versions, and some of the tags and the libraries that it's in. Or you can visualize the data in this tile view, where it sort of lays it out more like an Excel spreadsheet. I think this sort of tile view is my favorite. That last one was table view, actually. So if you'd like to expand your, zoom in on your preview images, you could just run this little slider and you can see more or less content depending on where you feel that should sit. And you can show the details of an item as well. So if I select this bifold counterweight solid door, I can click details. It actually provide more information about that content. And we can see that we've got 3 family types in there: center stacking, external and internal stacking. And it also goes as far as showing us the parameters and the values within each of those types. So you can really dive into the content before you even put it into your project. Okay. Now, if we would like to save our search, say that you've performed a search and you feel like you've done a little bit of work where you've picked the right category, you've typed something in, and you've set up various filters. You may want to save that search so that you can get to that sort of query or those sort of objects quite quickly. To do that, we use this little save search button at the top here. Click that, type in overhead doors, and we can go save. And that will then create a saved sort of search item there back at your home page. Go back to home, you've got to go back again. And if we click on save search, there it is, overhead doors. Now the administrator can actually set these up so that you can have company-wide saved searches. So at the moment, this is just a personal saved search. I click that and it runs all of that same, all those same filters and things that we had set up before. Okay, now in terms of filtering, as we've been picking, say, our library, our search term, or tags, if we click on this little button on the right here next to details, you can actually filter down what you're searching. So at the moment, we're searching and we're sorting by the relevance. That seems to be a good way to sort the information. The tags, so all objects in your library can be tagged. Again, that requires a fair bit of library administration to make sure that that's done well. And you can also search by Revit categories. So in this case, you'd probably be going with doors. Otherwise, you probably saw before that there was some odd things showing up that weren't in the doors category. So if you can narrow that down further and save that search off, you can ensure that you get just what you're after. So even the handle comes under that doors category. Okay, going back to home. You can also activate those filters a lot quicker by clicking on one of these buttons, these tags or Revit categories. We saw those before in that list for filters. Essentially clicking on one of these filters the content down. So you don't have to go through that dialogue. Now, before you do that, and it's something that's trapped me, is a wise thing to do is to clear everything. So we'll clear all that, and then activate the sort of the button. So we'll click on tags, and we can search these tags. You can filter them down. We've got one here for GPO. So general power outlet. If you click that tag, it will essentially apply that filter to the content, and we're searching all libraries. So by clicking on filters, you can see that it's done that for you, GPO as the tag. Okay. Now, if you like a couple of bits of content in there, so we often use the double GPO. You can click the little favorite favorite button. Sorry, right click on it, mark as a favorite, and that will put a little heart at the top right of that content, and that will then go into my favorites list. So again, to search that, we'll just clear out, uncheck, and click this little heart at the top here, and it will search my favorites. So as you favorite things, you can keep all the bits that you like from the library in one spot, and that's per user. So that's really handy for managing the content for your own use for the start of the project. You can also search by Revit category. Again, clear your browsing settings at the top here, your search settings. Go to Revit category, and we want to make sure that's out as well. And you can see all the Revit categories in here. So that's based on the category of the content. So as content is uploaded, it is stored in the correct place automatically. So you can be assured that casework or doors or furniture, it'll have items in there that is only of the casework, doors or furniture category. So if we click, say, entourage, we're getting our trains and people and cars, those sorts of things that apply to entourage. Going back to home and back again, this is quite a cool feature. We've got search newly added content. Again, it just applies a filter which just essentially orders the library based on the date added. So we can see that recently we've added these sort of joinery tags. We've got solar hot water heater and some various doors and things in there, and other tags. So if you'd like to keep up to date with the content that's being released or placed into the library, it'd be worthwhile just popping in here every now and then and just seeing what content's been added. So us as BIMCO, we're always releasing content, and this is a way to keep informed on the content that we're actually releasing. So for instance, if you'd like to insert something, you can come in here and you can double click on it. So that brings us to our next point, which is, how do you actually put this into your project? So the difference between sort of the old HIVE platform and HIVE CMS is that it no longer is run per version of Revit. So you don't have to open up a new HIVE for every single version of Revit. It floats outside of Revit. You can see it's down here on the taskbar, and it can be launched on its own through Windows, and it can still connect to your various instances of Revit. So if you'd like to put a piece of content into a particular project, all you need to do is click on that Revit instance, bring HIVE back, and you can then see it from the list there. It'll tell you. So this is going into this project here. So that's an excellent upgrade that the CTC team have incorporated into the HIVE new version. Okay, so I've just double-clicked that bit of content. It's a solar hot water sort of unit, and I'll place that down, and you can see that that's now placed it into the project, and it's brought with it just the one time.